All right, good morning, everyone. This is Brett Matsura, and you are at Advanced Real Estate Role Playing, Advanced Real Estate Objection Handling. And today, I'm just going to jump right into things. So today, I'm going to be covering, the objection I'm going to be covering is, let's go over here, Advanced Real Estate Objection. So we're going to be doing your sphere of influence. That is the kind of the framework of what we're going to do. And the objection is going to be, I'm going to try and sell it on my own first. Now, this is a pretty common objection. So I think a lot of you guys are probably getting this if you're calling your sphere of influence and your past clients, which everybody should be doing. So I want to break it down. So let's go over here to, now, the way that I determine what objection I'm going to be doing each day is based off of the schedule for the real estate role playing group. So if you're not a member, I'll go ahead and put it down below. You can actually see right above me here, realestateroleplaying.com. You should go over if you're looking for partners to get better. Training can only take you so far. You're going to have to practice if you're going to want to increase your skill level. So going over to here, I am going to be using what I call the universal telephone script or universal opening. It works on everything. For those of you that have talked to me on the phone, for those of you that I've actually reached out to, this is how I talk. And the way that you actually train for sales communication, persuasive communication, is that you need it to be as much natural communication as you possibly can. So when you deviate from that, then what's going to happen is that you're going to end up sounding a little bit salesy. So we want to avoid that. So I'm going to go from the top. So I'm calling my SOI. Okay. Now I'm going to be under the assumption, just for time purposes, that I heard from the grapevine that so-and-so is looking to sell their home. So I'm dialing the phone and I'm going to use what's called an assumptive opening, right? An assumptive opening is when you assume that the person who's answering the call is the one who you want to talk to. So I dial a phone number and it goes ring, ring. And the other person goes, hello. And I go, hey, John, this is Brett Matsura. How are you doing today? Okay. Now there's a few other ways you could do that. You can say, hi, is this John? Or hi, John, right? So it's just assuming that it is the person that you're talking to. There's only three possible options that they're going to come back with. It's either yeah, who, or no, or who is this? So regardless of which one that is, you're going to be able to kind of move forward. So we're going to assume that they know who you are. So, hi, John, this is Brett Matsura over here at Keller Williams Irvine. How are you doing today? I'm doing Brett. I'm doing good, Brett. How are you? I'm doing really good. So look, John, the reason I'm calling is, right? So that's what the universal opening it is. Everybody who you call, now think about this. Every person that you call, every person that you talk to, every person that you call and talk to, there are two things, and everyone who calls you, is they want to know who's calling and what do they want. Right? If you have an unidentified number, the first thing that you wonder and you're looking at it is you're like, who is this? Okay. The second thing is, once you know who it is, maybe they're in your caller ID, then you're like, well, okay, what do they want? And unless you know who it is or what they want, then you have to get over that section in the first few seconds of your telephone call. So let's go from the top. Hi, John, this is Brett Matsura over here at XYZ Realty. How are you doing today? You know what, Brett? I'm doing really good. Hey, terrific. So look, John, the reason I'm calling is because I heard you might be looking to sell your home. Did I catch you at a bad time, or do you have a few minutes to talk? Okay. So now I'm doing this because it is a sphere of influence. I want to make sure that I'm communicating back and forth, and I want him, in this case, John, to give me permission to continue to talk to him for a few more minutes, because he might be busy. So I'm telling him the reason I'm calling. And then I heard you might be looking to sell your home. Did I catch you at a bad time, or do you have a few minutes to call? You know what, Brett? I have a few minutes to talk. Terrific. That's great. Now, if you don't mind me asking, why did you decide to sell your home? Well, when when you're going in and you're having a conversation about somebody selling their home, the first thing you need to do is identify their why and their when, their motivation. Why are they selling? When are they selling? So the first two questions that are going to be coming out of my mouth is, or objectives. It might not be something you want to hit at the beginning, right? You might want to have a little bit of more casual chit chat back and forth, especially if it's someone in your SOI or past clients. But you definitely want to, the primary objective here is to get their why and their when. And then we're going to roll into the objection. So that's great. If you don't mind me asking, why'd you decide to sell your home? Well, I have a job transfer. Oh, you have a job transfer. Terrific. When do you have to be at your job transfer? Right? Why is the motivation? When is the temperature gauge of their motivation? Right? In this case, if they want to sell their home and it's a year from now, then they don't need to sell it in the next 45, 60 days. Right? In fact, they probably shouldn't. But if their why is like, I have a job transfer and I have to be in Arizona in 2 months, well, that changes things. Their motivation, their why is solid, but their motivation is high because of their time. So, you know what, John? Terrific. That's awesome. Well, look, I would like to see if I could apply for the job of selling your home. Would you be open to meeting with me sometime this week to discuss the details? Okay. Look what I did there. Look, I want to apply for the job of selling their home. That is legit why I want to do it. Right? Yes, I might have a personal relationship with them. Yes, I'm in their, they're in my sphere of influence. But let's not be coy here. Look, the reason I'm calling is because I heard you want to sell your home. I would like to have the opportunity. I'd like to see if I could apply for the job of selling your home. Would you be willing to meet with me sometime this week? Okay, now I'm coming down for somewhat of a micro time commitment. Okay. Would you be willing to meet with me? Okay, that's open-ended. Would you be willing to meet with me sometime this week is more of a gauge. Well, you know what, Brett? You can see here the objection right here. Well, we want to sell it. We want to sell it as soon as we can, but I want to try it on my own first. Okay, you want to try it on your own first. Okay, there's the objection. Let's go to the next slide. Now, here's what we're going to do. You're going to repeat the objection in the frame of a question. Okay. Just like if you were talking to one of your friends and they just said something that's just like, you're like, what? Okay. Wait, you want to try it on your own first? See how I did an upswing at the end? That's more of a question. You want to try it on your own first? And now what that's going to do, it's going to encourage them. Look, guys, this happens in communication that you have with everybody. Right? Try this on your spouse, try this on your kids, try this on your friends. When they say something, repeat it in the frame of a question. They will, 9 times out of 10, they will give you extra information. Okay. You want to try it on your own first? Well, yeah. We think that the market's really hot right now. Figure we could try it on our own to save on the commission. Okay. Now, if in fact you say, hey, you want to try it on your first, and they say, yeah, all they do is just give you that one answer. That's where you go in. Well, if you don't mind me asking, why would you want to try that? Well, the market is so hot that I think we could sell it on our own and save on the commission, right? Who hasn't gotten that objection? Everybody wants to save on their commission. And we're going to tie that into this script, right? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to acknowledge, we're going to deflect, and then we're going to embed doubt. Okay, well, that makes sense. In fact, I think every homeowner would like to sell their home on their own and save on the commission if it wasn't just such a darn hassle and such a huge liability to sell your home, right? So look what I did. I acknowledged, right? I acknowledged that, and then I said, I acknowledged that what they had said, that they want to sell it on their own. And then I deflected. I deflected by saying, I think every homeowner, look, I'm having a one-on-one conversation with this other person. So I'm having this one-on-one conversation with them, but yet what I'm doing is I'm adding in a group of homeowners into this. So really, I'm making them kind of right. In fact, I think every homeowner, and now here's where I'm going to embed doubt, kind of like an infomercial, right? When you see them doing the infomercial and, tying their shoes, just like, back pain. I think every homeowner would sell on their own and save on the commission if selling wasn't such a hassle and huge liability involved with it. I embed a doubt. Now, I'm not done talking. That's why I have a common now. That's a pattern interrupt. Now, look. Let me ask you a question. Now, I'm going to embed a softener. That's what, let me ask you a question. And I'm going to pre-frame and level shift the objection. So I'm going to pre-frame the conversation and I'm going to level shift. I don't want to deal with the objection that they want to sell it on their home to save their commission, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to level shift out of that, and I'm going to do it with this statement. So John, let me ask you a question. I find that homeowners have three common objectives. Number, they want to sell their home for the most money in the quickest amount of time with the least amount of hassle. Would you say that's true for you as well? Guys, I have never found a homeowner that wants to sell their home for the least amount of money in the slowest amount of time with the most amount of hassle. Now, that's what this guy's about ready to do, walking down, trying to do for sale by owner. That's exactly what he's trying to do. He doesn't understand that yet, right? But I level shifted out from wanting to sell their home on their own and net a high and save on the commission to, look, most homeowners want to sell their home for the most money in the quickest amount of time with the least amount of hassle. Would you say that's true for you as well? 9 times out of 10, they're going to agree with that. Okay. So that's pre-framing the conversation. Now, here's what you're going to do. You're going to go for the close. Okay, terrific. Well, if I had a way that I could sell your home faster, net you more money than what you could on your own, and with way less hassle, is that something you'd be willing to at least take a look at? Guys, I'm not asking him to list his home with me. Let me take this to the full screen. I'm not asking him to list his home with me. Look what I said here. I said, okay, great. If I had a way that I could sell your home faster, net you more money than you could on your own, and with way less hassle, would you be willing to take a look at what I do? Well, how are you going to do that? Okay, that's going to be the most common objection. A lot of times people are going to say, well, yeah, right? It's kind of a no-brainer, right? They want to sell their home on their own to save the commission. Okay. Well, what I'm saying is I can sell it faster. I can sell it for more money with way less hassle. Is it something you would at least take a look at? Is it something you would at least consider? Well, Brett, how are you going to do that? Okay. So this is where I'm going to go down for the close. That's a really great question. And that's impossible to answer on a quick telephone call. Would you be open to meeting with me just for 20 minutes this week so I can show you what I do to get homes sold? Well, Brett, I'm not ready to list yet. Now, of course he's not, right? So I'm just going off with these common objections that we're getting, guys. Okay, let's go here. Okay. Well, I'm not ready to list yet. I totally get that you're not ready to list yet. I totally understand that, but your end goal, and now I'm going to repeat their motivation, but you told me your end goal is to sell your home quick for the most money in the quickest amount of time and with the least amount of hassle. Is that right? Well, yeah, that's right. Okay, so at this point, look, I'm not trying to get you to list your home with me. In fact, I won't even ask you if it doesn't make sense for you. At this point, I just want to share with you my game plan on how I've sold, 1,000 properties in the last 20 years that help those sellers sell their home for more money and faster and with the least amount of hassle, right? And if in fact you are confident that I can do that, well, we can continue to have a conversation. Does that sound fair to you? Yeah, that sounds fair. Okay. Okay, great. So I'm looking at my calendar for this week. Are you typically available in the mornings or afternoons? I'm available in the afternoons. Okay, well, I could do this Wednesday at 3:00 p.m. Or I could stop by at Thursday at 1:30 p.m. Do either of those times work for you, right? Notice how I'm not just doing kind of a hammer down sell on them, right? Notice how I'm actually leading them along the path and I'm asking them questions because that's what it is. Okay, so I'm going to do this from the top. I'm not going to follow 100% on the script. Now, if you are part of the objection handling schedule, what you'll find on the schedule is you can link over to the objection and you're going to be able to have access to this PowerPoint. Now, I put this together last night. I tried to have it flow. What you'll find is that when you're scripting, you actually have to do it live every, like for a dozen times before you really kind of dial it in. So I'm going to go through this from the top. I'm going to be role playing both ends of it so that you guys can kind of see how you should be practicing this. Okay. So ring, ring. Hi, this is Brett. Hey, Brett, this is Brett Matsura over here at XYZ Realty. How are you doing today? Hey, Brett, I'm doing really good. What can I help you with? Well, look, Brett, the reason I'm calling is because I heard you might be looking to sell your home. Did I catch you at a bad time, or do you have a few minutes to talk? Well, I'm at work, but I have a few minutes to talk. Okay, terrific. Well, John, just a few quick questions. If you don't mind me asking, why have you decided to sell your home? Well, I have a job transfer. Oh, you have a job transfer. That's terrific. Do you have an idea of what the kind of timeline you're on when you actually have to be at your new job? Well, I have to be there in the next 60 days. 60 days. Wow, that's terrific. That's pretty soon, though. So look, John, I'd like to see if I could apply for the job of selling your home. Would you be open to meeting with me sometime this week just to discuss the details on what I do to get homes sold? You know what, Brett? Thank you for reaching out and offering that. But, at this point, we're not talking to any other agents. We really want to try and sell it on our own first and see, if we can sell it on our own before we talk to any other agents. Okay, so you're going to try it and sell it on your own? Well, yeah. Okay, well, if you don't mind me asking, why would you want to sell it on your own? Well, the market's hot, and I figure if we can sell it on our own and save on the commission, that just puts more money in our pocket. Look, I totally get it. That makes complete sense. In fact, I think every single homeowner would probably sell their home on their own if they could and save on the commission if it wasn't such a hassle and there wasn't such a huge liability involved. But look, let me ask you a question. I find that most homeowners have three common goals. They want to sell their home for the most money. They want to sell it in the quickest amount of time, and they want to sell it with the least amount of hassle. Would you say that's your goal, your and your wife's goal as well? Well, yeah, I would say that is my goal. Most definitely. That's why I want to sell it on my own. Okay, terrific. Well, look, I understand that you want to sell it on your own and you want to save on the commission, but if I had a way that I could sell your home faster, net you more money than you can net on your own, and do it for way less hassle. I mean, you have a full-time job, right? Yeah, I do. I mean, you don't want to get fired before you actually get your new job, do you? No, I don't. Okay, well, I could do it for way less hassle. Would you be willing to at least take a look at what I do? Well, Brett, how are you going to do that? That's a really great question. And that's actually really impossible for me to explain it on the phone, but I'd love to show it to you. Would you be open to just meeting with me for 20 minutes this week, just so I can show you? I could stop by just real quick one of the days this week at your house. Would you be willing to do that? Well, again, Brett, thanks for asking, but we're really not ready to actually talk to an agent and list with them yet. Look, I totally get it. But you told me your end goal is to sell your home in the quickest amount of time with for the most money with the least amount of hassle, right? Well, yeah. Okay. And you have to be at your new job in 60 days, right? Well, yeah, that's exactly what I need to do. Okay. So at this point, I'm not asking you to list your home with me, right? We're not even there yet. And I promise you, I won't even ask you if it doesn't make any sense to continue the conversation. At this point, I just want to share with you my game plan on how I might be able to help you achieve your goals without you having to have the major hassle of trying to do it yourself and risk the liability or even the chance that you might not even sell it in the next 60 days. So if I could share those things with you, is it worth just 20 minutes just to have a conversation? Well, yeah, I think that would be, I guess I could do that. Okay, terrific. So I'm looking at my calendar for this week. Are you typically more available in the mornings or in the afternoons? Well, I'm typically more available in the afternoons. Okay, terrific. So does Wednesday at 3 o'clock or would Thursday at 1:30, would either of those times work for you? Well, Thursday at 1:30 would work for me. All right, terrific. I'm going to go ahead and jot that down. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and stop that right here. But that's how you should really work on working out the objection of I want to try and sell it on my home first, if it's a sphere of influence. Now, your talk track, while the things that you say, some of the key things that are in there, if you don't mind me asking, that's a common thing that I go to. I always do the 3 common goals that home sellers want. They want to make the most money in the least amount of time with the least amount of hassle. I use that regardless of who I'm talking to, but the way that you actually have the conversation is going to be dependent upon the source of your business. Now, this was the sphere of influence. This would be much different if it was expired listing or if it was a sign call or something like that. So you got to practice it out and you got to practice it out. So for those of you that are on the schedule, be sure to open it with the sphere of influence kind of framework and then kind of go through it. If you want to use this as a guide, then go to the schedule and click on it and it'll open up and you'll have access to this script. So guys, that's all I have for today. I would love it if you guys would, if you want to get onto the schedule, if you're not already in the real estate role playing group, then be sure to get signed up. Just go to realestateroleplaying.com. You can see that right here. And we will catch you tomorrow at 8:35 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Until then, make some contacts, have some conversations, set some appointments, and close some deals. Take care.